again.
Yeah, I have no signal.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. One ball, 2 strikes.
So we are back live here from the Autumn Classic. There's a line fly ball. That was Cameron, the shortstop, lining out. This is a matchup between two Long Beach teams, Surf and Sun softball.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm interested in seeing it.
The Crushers are again the visiting team. And the Long Beach Wreckin Ballz are the home team. That means the Wreckin Ballz are out in the field. And Frank is aboard with a single, leading off. That'll bring up JC. With 1 out and 1 on.
226, number 226.
226, your order's ready. Cheeseburger, French fries, and a Coke. Ground ball up the middle, past the glove of the first baseman. So Frank will get to second and hold there as the ball comes in from the outfield. JC will be safe at first, and that will bring up David Adwan, the shortstop. No, not shortstop, he's left center. The Long Beach Crushers are full of Davids, so you'll hear me shout out a couple of different last names here and there. When we got their lineup, it only had first names on it, so that's why you'll hear me just say their first names. Ground ball third base over the glove on the bounce, so Frank will be safe at third. JC will get to second. David is aboard. That'll bring up Brandon. They're just basically duplicating the lineup from the last game if you were watching it. So it'll be Brandon and then Joey. Ground ball past the glove of the first baseman, and that will bring up Frank. In rounding third will be JC. He's going to score for runs number 1 and 2. Adwan will get all the way over to third, and Brandon will be aboard with the RBI single, bringing in 2. That'll bring up Joey Coppola, followed by David B., the other David. Takes the ball. Coppola takes the ball deep. Runners at the corners. That's a little pop-up to short second base. And he's got it for out number 2. So runners at the corners with 2 down now for David B. And that's a foul ball into foul territory. Is it going to land unabused? It does. So it is strike 2. Batters will step into the box with 1 ball and 1 strike. So a foul ball there on the first pitch is basically strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Home plate umpire Mike Latendre letting everybody know what the count is. Ground ball, shortstop. Over, fires to first in time. No, it is not, says first base umpire. That is Alan Crone. Ball gets away on the return throw, and a whole bunch of people are going to score now. David Adwan will score. Brandon will come in to score for runs number 3 and 4. David will get to second, and Fabricio is going to step into the batter's box with 4 in, 2 out, and 1 on. Not sure what prompted that throw, other than Brandon was trying to get froggy with it. Strike called.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Home plate umpire Mike Latendre is a USA staff umpire. And Fabricio will foul out for strike number 3. 4 runs across. And we go from Long Beach to Long Beach. In the bottom of the first inning, it is 4-0. So as we go into the Wreckin Ballz lineup, it will be Randy, Robbie, Mike, Tyler, Ian, George, Nolan, Harold, Marcus, William, Rosie, Matt, and then Scotty's on the bench as the substitute. This is a semifinal matchup. The winner of this game will play in the finals of the Autumn Classic. At the Autumn Classic, we'd like to see a 2-umpire mechanic for what is effectively the 3rd place game here. So you'll have an umpire at first and at second. They were up here in the game before, sitting right next to us, having a chat kind of about the mechanics that they both will want to see. There are a couple of different ways to play that 2-umpire mechanic, sometimes with the umpire chasing on the bases, chasing the runners, and sometimes with the umpire not doing that, or chasing them only to a certain point. And so they were having a chat about that. Good communication between the two, as Randy will ground out to shortstop, and the play goes 6-3. As called by base umpire Alan Crone. That ball called an illegal pitch. It exceeded that 12-foot arch. That is 12 foot from the ground. Ground ball into the basket of the shortstop, fires over to first base, and the sell out call by Alan Crone, and we've got out number 2 as the play goes 6-3. That one's ticketed for a base hit by Mike, number 24. And he's aboard with a 2-out single. That one misses just a little bit deep. Yeah, I forgot about that. That one is hit all the way to the warning track, and we've got out number 3 recorded.
Order 231 already, 231 already.
No runs recorded. And that gives me an opportunity to tell you about some friends of mine. A good friend of mine, Dr. Samuel H. Wood at Gen 5 Fertility. You know, when queer parents want to build their families, finding a doctor who will listen and care can be tough. Well, I promise you, you have a friend at Gen 5 Fertility. I've known Dr. Wood, and I've worked side by side with him for over 10 years. And in that time, I've seen how he doesn't just welcome queer parents, he celebrates them. Now, I know dozens of queer families personally that he and his outstanding team at Gen 5 Fertility have helped to build. Whether you are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or trans, wherever you fit in our fabulous rainbow, I promise you, Dr. Wood and his team at Gen 5 Fertility want to help you build your family. Visit them today at gen5fertility.com. Click on the Family Pride tab to learn more. That's gen5fertility.com. Tell them Roman sent you. That's gen5fertility.com. Wayne takes a strike there and then bounces one here to the second base. And they get him. As the play goes 4-3 for out number 1. We want to thank Dr. Wood and his team at Gen 5 Fertility for sponsoring today's broadcast, helping us bring these games to you here at the San Diego Autumn Classic. People fly in from all over the country, all over the world. They have patients from just about every country in the world flying in to see his team, and just about every state in the country flying in to see Dr. Wood and his team. We're proud that they have joined our team here at Cloud Sports. Strike called there. 1 ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the pitcher, Brett.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ground ball, first base, or pitcher rather. He's going to walk it over to first and then toss it over for out number 2. As the play goes 1-3. So that'll flip the lineup. It'll bring Cameron up, the shortstop. He flew out to left center field a moment ago. Takes the ball inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball, that looks like it's going to be ticketed for a base hit, and it is. Right center fielder does a good job to cut it off in the alley, so he's going to be aboard with a little 2-out thunder. Safe aboard at first. That'll bring up Frank. He singled and scored earlier in the first inning, as we are here in the second inning. Again, we're broadcasting on the Autumn Classic, from the Autumn Classic. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left field. That one's going to drop in a sinking glove. I don't know what I just said. It didn't make any sense. But what just happened was a sinking line drive was caught by a stunning play from the left fielder, who dropped to his knees and on the roll came up with the ball before it had a chance to hit the grass. Fantabulous play. Well done by that left fielder to rob Frank from a base hit. F7, out number 3, and it is still 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Ian, George, and Nolan coming up. Numbers 5, 6, and 7, and I'll try to make sense in the second half of this inning. Ian takes a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. And there's 3 strikes. It's a good morning when you step into the box, and then it's good afternoon and good night for Ian. That'll bring up number 4, George. He sends a shot into left field. That's a moon shot, and Coppola's up and underneath it for the out. That'll bring up Nolan. Line drive, right side. That's going to drop in for a hit. So another 2-out single here. That's the theme for the day. Fly ball left field, and Coppola's tracking it, drops down to his knees, but makes the out, and that is out number 3. So it is F8 or F7 for out number 3. Folks, it's been a long weekend for everybody. 4-0. No runs scored yet for the Wreckin Ballz. Don't be fooled, because when these balls bats come alive, they come alive in a hurry. We are currently recording this game in lieu of a live broadcast. Sometimes the signal where we're at up here at the beautiful Poway Sportsplex doesn't allow us to stream live, so we will post this game when we can.
Order 235, now ready, 235.
But we'll continue to monitor the signal. If the signal allows us to go live, we will.
Johnny George, Randy.
All right, come on, don't take it. Slow swing, base hit.
That one scoots through the infield. And JC is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 3rd. That'll bring up David Adwan, left fielder. That is above the height limit. Ground ball. Shortstop. Fires over to second base. And that is out number 1 on the fielder's choice as the play goes 6-4 for out number 1. Here, that'll bring up Brandon. He got aboard and scored in the 1st inning.
Come on, Brandon.
Here's a fly ball to right center field. That one's going to hit the warning track and bounce up against the fence. Adwan is racing around 3rd. He's going to score. That is run number 5. And Brandon gets the second base. So it is now 5-0.
Joey.
Crushers are leading the balls here, 5-0 in the top of the 3rd. As Coppola goes after one, trying to send it to the right side. Just dropped the shoulder underneath it. He'll try to straighten that out on the next pitch. See if he changes his approach or if he still tries to poke one over there. Goes that way, but grounds it to the second baseman. He's up with it, keeps that runner at second base, and fires over to Coppola to get him out for out number 2 as the play goes 4-3. A run has come in with 2 outs now, and that'll bring up David. Ground ball to third baseman. He fires over to first for the out, and that is out number 3. Play goes 5-3 for out number 3. 1 run comes in. It is 5-0 as we head into the bottom of the 3rd. The Wreckin Ballz still have to crack this scorebook as they are yet to plate a run. But again, these bats all tournament long have been red hot. So we shall see if they can get those bats going in this inning.
Order 238, or 238.
I found her.
Did I look for him?
I found her.
I was looking for you.
Go to the catcher, please.
She's powdering her nose.
All right, man.
Here's the pitch, and that one. Perfect strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
This is Marcus. He flies one foul territory, but it is caught by Coppola for the out, F7 for out number 1. That's one of those cases where it doesn't really matter if you catch it or not because it's going to be a foul ball, so it's going to be an out whether you do or not. There's a little duck snort out to third base, and it is caught for out number 2. Still trying to work their way through the batting order are the Wreckin Ballz. This is Rosie. Takes a strike there, says home plate umpire Michael Tendre.
Strikes. Give me verbal when you're ready. I'm ready. Okay. You guys get ready.
Brett, you're always ready.
2 outs, nobody on. Hits the plate. That's a ball, full count now.
Yeah, that was on the plate.
Little nubber off the bat from Rosie. Shortstop's up with it, fires over to first base, and Alan Crone says, "You are out, young man." And we're still looking to get through the lineup for the Wreckin Ballz as the play goes 6-3 for out number 3. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, it's Crushers 5, Wreckin Ballz nothing. Here in the semifinal matchup in the Autumn Classic 2021. This game is moving right along, and of course, right as I say that, that will unleash the hounds, and the bats will come alive for both teams. That's Fabricio. He struck out earlier. Hits a ground ball right back at the pitcher for a rare ball hit up the middle. And he'll be safe at first. And that'll bring up Wayne.
Order 240 now ready. 240 now ready.
So Wayne's aboard with a single. Runners at first and second, the pitcher up there. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
$241 now ready. 241.
241, your chicken tenders are ready. Great play by the shortstop to go and get that ball, but Fabricio takes the tag back up and heads to third on the errant throw. No advance by Wayne as Brett pops out. The play goes F6 for out number 1. That'll bring up Cameron.
Robbie, next set. 1 down. 1 down, boys. William, watch this line. Watch this line.
There's a shot to center field, and it's going to be into the glove. Fabricio will tag up and score. And that's earning the runs the hard way, but it is effective for run number 6 as he comes across. Frank does his best Fabricio imitation and fouls one onto the left side for strike number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Okay, straight up, all field. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down, boys. Hey, good placement, Rosie. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You got this one, Rosie. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Full count now. And ball 4.
George, Robbie. Mike, up the middle last time. Your right side. Bring it in.
High fly ball, left field. He's running in on it. He makes the catch for the out. One run is in, that is confirmed. So it's 6-0 now. And this I can guarantee, we will get through the Crushers lineup here. I say that because it's the bottom of the order, Matt, and then we have the top of the order after that. So it'll be Matt, Randy, and Robbie coming up. So Matt, who has waited all day to get up here, takes the ball and then fires a deep fly ball to left center field, and that is out number 1. F8.
Cameron! David!
I give him. We're just taking our drink order. Sorry about that. We're going to be here a minute, so we need to wet our whistle. Wet our whistle. Meanwhile, Randy is aboard with a nice shot to left field. That was a pretty hit. That'll bring up Randy. Robbie, check that. Randy's at first. In the bottom of the 4th inning, it is Robbie now coming up. He grounded out to shortstop earlier, and he takes a ball on the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hard shot in the 5.5 hole into the glove of the shortstop, who ranges over and makes a great play for out number 3. Out number 2, check that. Play goes 6-4 for out number 2. That shortstop ranged far over into that hole to make that play. Special thanks to AFCSL Secretary Douglas Hotelling, who brought us our soda pops. Thank you, Douglas. AFCSL Hall of Famer, former commissioner, current secretary, former and creator, in fact, of the Autumn Classic Tournament. Hard ground ball up the middle, past the glove of the first baseman. Randy will advance all the way over to third. Mike's aboard. That'll bring up Tyler. The winner of this game gets to face Pegasus, also of Long Beach, in the championship. So it will be Long Beach in the final. Pegasus will be faced off against, will it be Wreckin Ballz or will it be the Crushers? Wreckin Ballz bats seem to have come alive here as Randy has scored the first run. Mike is dangerously close, just 70 feet away over at third base. Tyler now at second base. And that'll bring up Ian. 2 outs, 2 on, both in scoring position. Wreckin Ballz trailing 6-1, down by 5. 2 of those are out there as Ian takes a strike. There's a shot to left field. Is it going to be deep enough? It is not. It's going to get out of the glove of Coppola. Those runs at second and third will score. That's runs number 2 and 3. So this lead is cut in half. Wreckin Ballz put 3 up in this inning, and they may not be done yet as Ian gets aboard with a 2-run single, and that'll bring up George. Ian gets all the way over to second on the, I called it a single, but it was really a double. George now comes in with the runner in scoring position.
David!
Shot to left center field. That's going to be in the glove. So the bleeding will stop for the Crushers. Wreckin Ballz put 3 up on the board as George flies out to left center. As we head into the top of the 5th. Crusher 6, Wreckin Ballz 3. New ball game now. Got ourselves a good one. You just knew it would be a matter of time before the Wreckin Ballz bats came alive, and they did here in the 4th. David Adwan sends one over to third base, and the ball gets away as the third baseman kind of tried to rush the throw, knowing that the speed he was dealing with was substantial. Adwan gets to first base and is aboard on the infield single. Few of those he's had now. That'll bring up Brandon. He's 2 for 2. Little conference over there at first base. First base coach is telling him, you know, run fast and stuff. Reminding him how many outs there were as the leadoff batter. Ball is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rosie, the pitcher, fires a strike.
That was not meant for you. I know. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Ground ball. Off the glove of the pitcher. Not able to recover in time. Alan Crone calls everybody safe, as they were there. Adwan with that speed makes that play a lot tougher. Brandon is safe aboard on the sort of infield single, we'll call it. That'll bring up Joey Coppola. I'd like to see Coppola and Adwan in a foot race. See who wins. Not sure who I'd bet on in that one. Both are fast.
Joey.
Line shot, right center field. That's going to drop in. Adwan will stop at third as the ball comes into third. Bases loaded. As Coppola single moves everybody up 70 feet. That'll bring up David. He's 1 for 3. Got aboard with a single and then grounded out 5-3 in his last at bat to end the inning in the 3rd. Different scenario here. Nobody out. and the bases loaded. Gets a strike on the outside corner, does Rosie, the pitcher. We'll see what he does with a 1-2 count here. Comes inside and short. Doesn't get David to fish. Here's the 2-2. Comes back with a strike here. Ground ball, third base. Tap and throw. Gonna need to be a tag. No chance for Adwan. So Brandon is erased heading to third for out number 1 on the fielder's choice. Joey will advance 70 feet. David will get aboard. Adwan will score, but 1 out is recorded. So they get one of those 3 runs back they gave up, and it's now 7. There's a long fly ball, left field. That's going to find the glove of the left fielder, and no advance. So out number 2 is recorded, and that'll bring up Wayne. He's 1 for 2.
I'm looking for it. I'm looking.
We have no signal right now, so we're just recording and then
All right, come on, Wayne, we need you.
So Wayne's aboard now with 2 on and 2 out, and sends a little pop-up in the infield. Shortstop calling for that, saying, mine, 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 get away. A little greedy little shortstop that he is, as they all are. And out number 3 is recorded. So they get one of those runs back. It is 7-3 now as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Winning you go home, winning you advance rather, losing you go home. This is the scenario that these 2 Long Beach teams find themselves in. The Crushers had the momentum from the beginning, and it took 4 innings before the Wreckin Ballz made it all the way through their lineup, but they eventually did, and when they did so with a fury. They were able to bring 3 runs in the 4th inning to make this a ball game. Crushers came back with 1 as a response, and that's your summary. Crushers with 7, Wreckin Ballz with 3 as we head into the bottom of the 5th. We're awfully proud to be here on the Cloud Sports Network, broadcasting live to you for the 3rd time in a row of the Autumn Classic. And the Autumn Classic is proud to be back because COVID kind of wiped out 2020 for a lot of different events. The Autumn Classic was no different. So this tournament, as they come back, there are a little over 50 teams, 12 in women's plus 4D, 4C, 8D. As Nolan flies out to right field. So there's 12 teams in women's plus, 7 teams in open B, 13 teams in open C. That's what we're broadcasting here. This is C division play. And then down in D, there are 23 teams. They're at a different complex, Mount San Miguel. Here in Poway Sportsplex, we've got C and B here. Santee Sportsplex has women's. They're about to wrap up for the day. Strike called. Ground ball off the glove of the pitcher. And Harold is aboard with a 1-out single. So Marcos now steps into the box. It's a big shot over the head of Coppola. That's going to hit the warning track and then bounce around. Harold's going to round second and go to third. They're going to round him home. He's going to score without a throw. And the 4th run comes in for the Wreckin Ballz as Marcus with a big RBI double gets a stand-up job at second base, and he's going to hold there. That'll bring up Williams. So the Wreckin Ballz get that run right back and come right back into this game. They are just 3 down with just a little less than 8 minutes left. Bottom of 5. Little duck snort over to second base, and that will be out number 2. That'll bring up the pitcher, Rosie, trying to help his cause. 7-4. Tight ball game here.
Do what you do, Rosie.
Goes the opposite way into the glove of the first baseman, does Rosie. Fielder's choice, 4-3 unassisted. So as we head into the top of the 6th, it's Crusher 7, Wreckin Ballz 4. Top of the 6th inning here. This is a win or go home scenario. Long Beach Crushers coming up trying to pad their lead.
How come you're not over there getting my scorecard? No, I just came up here to say where you were looking for you.
Why? We're doing really good.
You've been locking it down over there.
Are you guys done?
So it will be Brett the pitcher for the Crushers leading off the inning. Then we'll flip the lineup card and we'll start with Cameron, the shortstop. Brett's 0 for 2 so far.
So we have to beat you twice then, right?
Takes a ball.
I know where all you hit, right?
And now a strike. So we got 2 and 2.
I don't need a book. You? At 8. At 9.
That ball's outside.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Full count.
Tyler, watch your way. Tyler,
Takes a walk.
Marcos, watch your way. Number 2.
High fly ball, right field. That is ticketed for the glove, and it lands there.
Come on, boys.
All right, come on, Frank.
So 1 out is recorded.
Randy, watch that line.
That'll bring up Frank.
Yeah. We're the 7 on that.
Ground ball, second base. He's up with it after doesn't field it cleanly, so no chance for 2, but he does get the out at first. So Brett is erased as he heads to 2 as Frank hit into the fielder's choice. That'll bring up JC now. He is 2 for 2. Fly ball, pop up, infield. Shortstop calling for it, says mine, 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 and he puts it into his glove.
Yeah,
No run.
No runs come across. We're going to head into the bottom of the 6th inning. 4 minutes left here in this semifinal. Win and you move into the championship. Lose and you are good for the weekend with a 3rd place trophy. These are the stakes. Wreckin Ballz trailing 7-3. We'll start it off with the bottom of the order, Matt. He's 0 for 1 so far, flew out in left center field. And then we'll move up to Randy, Robbie, and then Mike.
So bottom followed by top.
Autumn Classic semifinal.
There's an innuendo in there somewhere.
No! Insert whatever you want. I'm just saying.
These games, as we saw the Crushers in the last game, these games have a tendency to turn on a dime. As Matt sends a little can of corn up into left center field for out number 1.
So if the third batter could bat left to right.
It was around this time in the last game, just about an inning later, that the Crushers put up a 9 spot
Cameron, David, Joey.
after a back and forth matchup with the Stingers. Randy does his job as the leadoff batter. and is 2 for 3 now with the 1-out single. That'll bring up Robbie, who's 0 for 2. He has made a friend of that shortstop, grounding out to him twice. See if he decides to pick on somebody else in this next inning. Thinks about it as he pops out to first base this time.
How embarrassing, that's on film.
2 outs now. And that'll bring up Mike. He's 2 for 2 in the 3 spot.
Get ball!
Ball batter is out. I believe that was an intentional make it out to save some clock. Not sure why they did it with 2 minutes left on the clock, but there we have it. That's one of those things you can do when you've got maybe a little less time. Makes sense. Out number 3. Heading into the top of the 7th inning now. 7-3. No more time clock to worry about. We're in the 7th inning. Clock is irrelevant. It's about as irrelevant as my commentary on why they clocked that inning as early as they did. Meanwhile, it'll be David Adwan who steps into the batter's box now. So who do you think is faster, Facebook? David Adwan, Joey Coppola, or Zach from the Stingers? We want to know.
Are you guys up? Yeah, we're 7. 7-4. All right, come on, David, start us off.
So 2 balls in a row now makes it a 3-ball and 1-strike count. David sends that ball into the gap, but shutting down the gap like a bad retail store is the right center fielder as he ranges over to make that an out. So F8. Out number 1, that'll bring up Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Let's get something going. Let's go.
Strike called on the outside corner. The Crushers would love to add a couple. They're up by 3, but they would love to add a couple to that because the Wreckin Ballz bats may come back alive, and they're going to want to have every advantage. Because the winner of this game will face the Pegasus. Fly ball, right field. Right fielder's coming in on it. He's going to trail out to the line, and that ball lands foul.
All right, come on, Joey. I need you.
258, runners ready, 258.
So that's out number 2 on what is effectively a K. Fly ball. Left center. Out number 3. No runs come across. So this is it. We're heading into the bottom of the 7th. Wreckin Ballz have 3 outs to score 4 or more. Well, they really only need 4.
258, 260, 261, the order ready?
They're trailing, and the winner of this matchup will face Pegasus. The loser will go home with a 3rd place trophy hand-delivered to them by Hall of Famer Douglas Hotelling, who in a minute is going to go and get me the lineups for the Pegasus team because they're just sitting around doing nothing. As we head into the bottom of the 7th inning, folks, I am not kidding. Do not sleep on this Wreckin Ballz offense. They can put up 4, and they can do it before you can blink an eyelash. Their bats have been hot all weekend long. Here's the pitch. Missed inside. So this is Tyler, the number 4 back.
We need an infielder and a center fielder.
Oh, really?
Not like.
He goes after that one, sends it into left center field. He looks to be tracking it well, and he does. He's got it for out number 1. So Crushers 2 outs away from advancing into the championship matchup against their frenemy, the Pegasus team, also of Long Beach in the Surf and Sun Softball League. Here comes Ian. He is the manager for this Wreckin Ballz team.
I just gotta go and
You just gotta get in there.
Ground ball, shortstop. Don't hit it to him. He comes up, fires a shot over to the first baseman. That's a strike for out number 2. He has been money today.
Somebody's got money?
That'll bring up George. 2 outs to go.
Call it. Call it.
Here's the pitch.
Order 262.
Pops it up. That should do it. Brett's calling for it. He's got it, and that is the out. So you can play 1 unassisted, out number 3. And your Wreckin Ballz will take 3rd place here at the Autumn Classic in San Diego. Your Crushers will advance to the finals against the Long Beach Pegasus, the number 1 seed. So it will be Pegasus, Crushers in the final. We're going to stop our broadcast. We'll come back with the finals in just a minute. On the Cloud Sports Network from the Autumn Classic, he's Mitch Barnes. I'm Roman Jimenez. We'll be back in a minute.